What all can you do at night in Animal Crossing New Horizons? Good evening, people of the internet, and welcome to The Night Owl, a laid-back Let's Play series for Animal Crossing New Horizons. As you can see here, it is just after 11 p.m. on Monday, April 5th. I'm your host, RetroRaconteur, and if we're meeting for the first time, I'm just a dad who loves games and the stories they tell. I invite you to get comfortable, sit back, relax, and enjoy the sights and music of Animal Crossing in the evening. Feel free to throw this on in the background while you're working on other tasks, or maybe while you're just winding down for the night, trying to get some sleep. As this is our first video in this series, I thought it would be best for me to show you all some of the activities that I enjoy in the evening hours of Animal Crossing. So I think I'll start by giving you a brief tour of my island, show you what it looks like in its current state, also to let you know some areas that I'm hoping to work on in future installments of the series. We'll also see if there's anything fun we can get into, as there are some events that only take place at night. Now, as I've been standing here, kind of walking around, hopefully you've been able to take in some of the sounds in this spot right here. Of course, there's the music of the game, which on its own, especially in the evening, is just a nice, let's be honest, it's always pretty relaxing. I don't know that there's any hour of the day where the Animal Crossing music isn't relaxing, but I really enjoy the nighttime music. And you can also hear the waterfall, so on the right of the screen to the left of my character here. And then as I get closer to this fire, I was sitting down here earlier, let's go ahead and sit down again. You just get that soft crackle as well. Now, one of the things that you can do at night is you can look for shooting stars. And I love this spot on my island. There's another spot I'll show you here in a moment that I enjoy looking for shooting stars. This spot right here as well is also really, really fun to watch shooting stars from right here. I like it because it's calm, it's peaceful. You're not obstructed by anything, so I don't have to worry about any tree. I know there's a tree on the left, but you don't have to worry about any other trees in your way. And you get a nice, clear view of the sky here on the top level of my island. I don't have any other cliffs in the background here. Then, of course, we've got the campground area right here for whenever we have a visitor. This is where they stay at the campsite. And then just some other items that you might find on a campground to go with that overall theme. Now, the sign over here at the entrance, one of my favorite parts as well, welcoming people in. Look at that half moon right there. Look at that, just half of it in shadow there with a nice crescent moon here on Monday, April 5th, as we get ready to head into Tuesday, April 6th. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys this way. Now, I'm going to pick some of these weeds right here. I have been slightly neglecting my island, but in this case right here, I haven't been so much neglecting the island as some of the weeds have gotten a little out of control, because I want to actually leave a few of them because I'm going for kind of a more rustic look here, considering that this is the campsite area. Got the little bamboo right there with the water. And then here we have Huck's house. So the reason that Huck's house is here is because it's a log cabin, essentially, right? And he's got the telescope here so he can take in some shooting stars himself. But one of the ideas that I've recently been pursuing, and that we're going to talk about as I move throughout my island tonight, is I've been trying to set up themed areas. Now, I told you the campground is one spot that I've had for a while, and that's true. However, it hasn't always had Huck's house there. Usually, or used to be, I should say, it was just a standalone campground. There was nothing in terms of housing up here. All of my houses, I can actually pull out and show you on my map here. Previously, all of the houses were located in the bottom right quadrant, that kind of bottom right square over there of my island. And you can see there's still a majority of them there. We got, 6 houses over there right now? But 2 are up here in this campground area, and then 2 in the northwest section of my map. You see there in the top left. And this is an idea that I've seen online, and I really wanted to try it myself, and that's setting up these themed areas. So with this being an outdoorsy camp area, I wanted to pick homes that looked like they belonged here. And so here's another one. This is actually Bo's home right here. Happy birthday to Bo, by the way. All right, so instead of continuing on down right here, I think I'd like to take you up this way. And we're going to go back past my house. Now, I didn't talk about my house much when we first started the video, but here is where my wife lives. This house right here. The house in the middle is mine. And then the house on the far left over here is my 6-year-old son's. So you can see we kind of let him do whatever he wants out here for his section of the yard. But I do need to get this cleaned up over here. I don't like how the paths are going here at all. So in future videos, we'll have one where we work on terraforming and overall layout of the island. This will definitely be something that I want to fix just to make this look more balanced overall, because I'm not liking the way it's looking right now. Right here, I originally tried to line this up perfectly with the front door of my home, and I don't believe I was able to do it. So basically it's lined up, you know, right here with the left side. But it was one of those awkward situations where if I went over one more space this way, then it would have been lined up with this one in the middle. So there was no way to get it perfectly in line with two of these. Or maybe I was just botching it, but at least to me, it didn't look like you could. So definitely got some stuff to work on up here with the pathing. I do like the trees though, how they're laid out right here, and how we're at kind of that northernmost part in the middle of our island. Right here, we've got some work to do with the flowers. I want to keep the balance that I have going right here, but eventually want to make this even more unifying in terms of which flowers are in which spots. Then we got the nice waterfall here. And then this spot is 100% done. This is exactly how I want this. So we've got the tulips here. We've got the trees on either side. And then a little courtyard here of golden roses surrounding the fountain here, along with the waterfall. So again, going with that overall relaxing vibe, showing off a little bit, I admit, showing off somewhat with all the gold roses here. And that brings us to number 2 of things that you can do at night in Animal Crossing, is you can use that time to water your flowers and also try and grow flowers that you maybe don't have yet, flowers that you're trying to get. And I know the golden rose is a very popular one for a lot of people. So I'll show you here in a second where exactly I grow these originally, because this is not where they grow. I move them here. But I have a spot on my island that is dedicated to breeding new flowers whenever I need something. Now, as we continue over here to the right, this is ultimately kind of an apple orchard right here, a small apple orchard. This may change at some point, but right now I'm happy with this the way it is. I have yet to see any layout online for a fruit orchard that I am truly happy about. I've tried a couple different things on my island, and I'll show you some of those here as well. Let's go ahead and head across the bridge here. And this is going to take you into the main town square. So on the left here, we have the museum. Got the T-Rex outside there. And then over here on the right, you'll see the Able Sisters shop, along with Nook's Cranny, which, because we're playing so late, they are not open. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that light out. And then overall here, we're just going for, again, that relaxing, cozy vibe. So we've got the nice little bench right there. And then here, a little courtyard with a fountain in the center. And there's also a little path here. Bird bath on either side, bird house in the middle. And then this area over here leads to a farm area. Eventually, now this farm area is not complete yet. I've got a lot of work and layout that I want to do here, a lot of shifting of things, but you can already see how we're starting to get some organization here with the pumpkins. And behind that, we've got a lot of free space. This is where my son and I used to live on a big hill right here, but we terraformed all that, changed that up, moved us to the back of the island to free up this space right here, this very large space that you see in front of me. So I may find some houses that I can put in that, villager houses that is, that I can put in that area that fit that overall theme. So here's the main courtyard. Let's go ahead and pass through here. And then this area right here, we have the waterfalls on either side. This was an idea I saw online, kind of flanking the entrance to our museum. So that is pretty much done. I don't foresee any changes there. We've got the fossils up top there on either side. And then over here, this spot right here, guys, this is a very special spot to me. One of my favorite in the entire island. Because, again, just super relaxing. But this plant that you see right here, some of you who may be newer to the game may be thinking, I haven't seen that plant before. Some of you who have been playing the game for a while may be working toward that plant. If you don't know what it is the Lily of the Valley, and it only grows on your island when you hit 5 stars. And it will continue to grow in random spots on your island as long as you are 5 stars. So keep that in mind. But what's so special about this spot to me is this one right here in the middle was the very first Lily of the Valley that ever grew on my island. And I will always keep it in that spot. Now, this isn't the spot that it grew. You can move them. Some people, in fact, at first, when I grew one, I was like, okay, wait, can I move this, or is it going to destroy it or something? No, you can totally pick it up as you can any other flower using your shovel. Jeez. I was like, wait, what is the tool again? Yeah, using the shovel, you can pick it up and plant it somewhere else. So you can totally do that. And I moved it here and kind of built this little garden area around it, which I really, really love. I love the vibes of this place here. Speaking of the shovel, though, let's move this one out of the way because that is not where I want that. And I have more Lily of the Valleys that I'll show you here in a bit. Another area that took me a really long time to do, but I am very, very happy that I did, and that is creating this rock garden. Fellow YouTuber, really good Animal Crossing YouTuber, Mayor Mori, that's M-A-Y-O-R space M-O-R-I, has a great video showing you how to create your very own rock garden. Now, what's great about the rock garden, first of all, doesn't that look pretty cool? Doesn't that look pretty cool, being able to have all your island's rocks laid out in kind of a pattern that you decide and set them up exactly that way? That's what we have here. And I'll never destroy these rocks, and we'll always keep them in this spot. So part 1, it looks great. Part 2 is that you never have to go searching around your island whenever you need any of the materials, of course, that come from rocks. So when you need gold nuggets, for example, which are pretty rare, iron nuggets, clay, any of that stuff, you can just take care of your rocks for the day, all in one spot right here. So this is a third thing, talking about things we can do at night in Animal Crossing. You can set up your island to make your very own rock garden. Now, I mentioned that Mayor Mori video. Essentially, what it involves is placing down a whole lot of mannequins on your island. You have to kind of trick the game into thinking there's nowhere else to put these new rocks except for... Wait, what was that? Did you hear that? Did you guys hear that? That's right, folks. That's right. We just got... That's our second shooting star. There's a third shooting star. They usually come in waves of 5 per minute. Let's see. 3 per minute or 5 per minute. So that was 3 very quick. There's another one. And another one. Wow, would you look at that? Our first episode. I promise, I didn't check Media Nook beforehand to see if we had one tonight. But that is awesome. So we just got 5 shooting stars right there, guys. And what's really special about shooting stars, if you're new to the game and you don't know, what's the big deal, right? So you saw me there do that little kind of special thing. I don't know what it looks like on screen exactly to you, but it's wishing upon a star, and you press the A button to do that. So you have to look up. You have to position your camera in that spot like I did. And then you have to press A whenever you see the shooting star. And what's so special about shooting stars is that the next day, so I need to make sure I check tomorrow, along my beach, I will find an item called star fragments. And these star fragments, you may have seen star fragments already in a recipe. That's actually how I learned about them first, as I saw them in a recipe. I thought, what in the world? What's a star fragment, you know? The only way to get star fragments, unless you're just gifted them from a friend, is you have to see and wish upon a shooting star, like I did there moments ago, and then you will find them on the shore the next day. Now, a lot of times people they find one and then they leave and they think that's it. No, they will appear in multiple spots. If you wish upon more than one shooting star, they will appear throughout the day on your shore. So make sure you go all around your island and check a couple of times to pick up all the star fragments that you can find. So I'm really glad you guys got to see that. We've talked about a couple of things already, special activities that you can do at night. And as I was saying there, to create your own rock garden, it essentially involves putting mannequins. That's right, you heard me. Mannequins. Putting mannequins all over your island so there's nowhere else for rocks to go. So if you didn't know, you can destroy rocks by eating fruit. So you eat a fruit, and then you can use an axe or the shovel to destroy a rock. And then that rock will reappear in the coming days. Now, normally, this will appear at random. So if I went and destroyed one of those rocks over there, tomorrow it could show up in this spot right here. Or it could show up, let's see if we got another open spot here somewhere. Couldn't show up in any of these spots because I've got these hard paths here. Oh, we got a balloon right there. First try, there we go. Let's see what we got. Cherry Blossom Wand. Would you look at that, folks? Would you look at that? Cherry Blossom Wand. Let's go ahead and learn that recipe. Awesome. I didn't have that one yet. But yeah, you put those mannequins up all across your island. Trust me, it takes a lot of time. It's very tedious, and for the duration of the roughly a week to 2 weeks that you're going to be doing this, because trust me, you won't get it right the first night. You most likely will not get it right the first night, which means you're going to have a rock pop up in a spot that you didn't realize you missed, and then it will show up, and you'll have to destroy that rock and then put a mannequin there. So it's going to be annoying for a couple days as you have to run around and avoid all those mannequins. But once you're done, if what you saw here, I'll show you one more time, what you saw with my rock garden is something that you yourself would like to try, then it is well worth it for both convenience and just overall visual appeal of the island. So considering that we have seen shooting stars, that means that Celeste is a possibility. So we'll have to walk around the island and see if we can find Celeste here. And that's another thing that you can do only at night. There are certain folks in Animal Crossing that you can only see in the evening hours. Celeste. Wait, what? I thought that was her right there. No, it's just Stella. Oh, wow. Well, thank you. Dude, Hamlet, so nice of you to water that lily of the valley right there. Really appreciate that. But yeah, now that we saw those shooting stars, I kind of want to take a look around and see. Ooh, now we got a bottle too. Let's see if we can get another new recipe here. Iron frame. Yeah, I thought I already had that one. I'll save it, give it to my son or my wife. They probably don't have it. But yeah, now that we've seen those shooting stars, we know for sure that there's a chance Celeste could be there. So, oh! Would you look at that, folks? Would you look at that? So yeah, we get to visit with Celeste tonight. Now, on certain days, you may see Celeste. You can see Celeste earlier. Oh, good evening. Aren't the stars just exquisite tonight? Yes, indeed, Celeste, they are. Hooty toot, I almost forgot. I came across a recipe for an astronomical project in a book and jotted it down. Anytime you see Celeste, guys, make sure you talk to her because you want to get the special recipe. She always has recipes, unless you've collected them all. Have a splendid rest of the night. I know I shall. All right, let's see what we got here. Dude, all the recipes tonight. Aries rocking chair. Don't think I have that one. Don't think I have that one. All right, we got to take a look right away, don't we? We got to see what this looks like. Oh my goodness, are you serious right now? I don't know that I'll make that, but it's pretty cool. And then right here, the cherry blossom wand. I have a goal. I want to try and collect all the wands. Some of you may have came across that video. I have a video about everything you need to know about wands. I really want to collect all the wands. Now, I mentioned earlier in the video that I would show you another spot where I love to watch shooting stars. It's the dock right here. The dock. I love just getting out here on the water, just me and the music of the game. Definitely no trees or anything else to obstruct your view when you're in this spot right here. Just a wonderful, wonderful spot to wait for shooting stars, and you don't have to worry about anything at all obstructing your view. It's really nice, really nice. Oh, and we got, look at that, another present back there in the background. All right, so we saw the shooting stars, and I got a little bit sidetracked on my island tour for you guys. So you've been taking it in some though as we go. So you can see all this over here is kind of a work in progress. I'm eventually going to move some of these houses, but I want them to be villagers that I know I want to keep around. One of them is Diana. So this is Diana's house here. Diana is for sure staying. She is absolutely in my long-term villager plans. Her house totally, of course, fits with Diana's style. Very ritzy, very glamorous. I think that I will end up putting her on the beach. I don't know for sure yet. I might just leave her there because, you know, it costs a lot of money. We got plenty of money in this game, though, but it costs a little bit, and you have to wait that day for it to move here or wherever I decide. It may not be right here in this exact area of the beach, but I am considering her. I just get beachy vibes from Diana. But some of the other homes belong to villagers that I don't know will be sticking around. Bo and Huck, along with Cherry, and let's see, who's the other one? Octavian. I have them moved in places that I know they're going to stick around. They're long-term villagers that I hope to keep around for a while. So let me just show you the entrance. So if you ever were to visit my island and you hop off the plane, exit the airport here, you're going to be met with Lily of the Valley plants right away. A little bit of a flex. Yeah, I guess. I guess. You caught me. A little bit of a flex there, showing off the Lily of the Valley plants right when you walk in. Got the stone walls here on either side. And then I had this here pointing just to let people know, hey, this is kind of the residential area. There's going to be houses this way. That may eventually have to change because of, we'll see how many houses I end up moving. I may keep some here, but ultimately I want the houses to be in kind of a themed area. So we'll have to figure out what theme we would want to go with if we're going to keep some kind of here in this spot. Then if you head this way, you guys already saw the beach there. We talked about the Zen Garden. But one thing we didn't talk about that I teased earlier, another thing you can work on at night is breeding new flowers, watering flowers, making sure you water them if you're trying to get new colors. And this spot right over here, you guys may have noticed it earlier, this spot right here is where I shoot for my gold roses. So I'll pull out my golden watering can. That is the only way to get a golden rose, guys, is if you have a black rose, which you can get from a red rose, and then you have to water the black roses with the golden watering can for a chance. So it's not a guarantee. A lot of people think once they get the golden watering can and water a black rose that it's a guarantee, but that is not the case. You just get a chance. You can see like this spot right here. This is a new one growing. This is a new one growing because I watered those around it in the hopes that it would be a golden rose. Now the range I've found on the watering can is a little interesting. It actually extends out a little bit further than you think. Like see that right there actually ended up getting both this one here and then also this one down here. And you know that because of the little shiny glint that you see as you wait here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I don't have to get all these because I've got plenty of golden roses already, but I'd like to have a couple more. All right, so I think that's good for now. Now, this area up here, I'm not sure if this will change or if I'll keep this. I know for sure I want to clean up the flowers. This is just, you know, the flowers are out of control right now. Honestly, I really just want kind of one long column here of flowers on this side with the dirt path underneath. And then same thing over here. One long column of flowers on that side as well. That's what I'm ultimately, I was about to say working toward. No, I had it, but then all the other flowers that, you know, grow off of the others are here, and I just need to go through and I think my problem is when I pick them up, I hate just selling flowers because they're not worth very much. And having more flowers on your island helps you keep your star rating up. So I kind of want to keep the flowers around for star rating purposes, but I need a better spot for them. So if you guys have any ideas, by the way, on how I can improve my island, I'd love to hear from you guys. So let me know down in the comments below what you think. This area right here. So leads over to this. So we were just over here in my little Lily of the Valley garden. Then when you head into this spot right here, you are now entering my theme park, the Retroland theme park, which has underwent a lot of changes lately. I mentioned the theme areas and how I'm trying to do that. So Octavian's house. Octavian house. I guess we could just call it Octavian house, right? That'd be kind of cool. Octavian house. So Octavian lives here. And I thought this went very well with the fencing that I have right here. And then Cherry is back here as well. Cherry just strikes me as somebody who would love to live in a theme park. So we've got Cherry and Octavian both here. And then this kind of main center plaza for the theme park. We've got food in the background, got plenty of seating. See, the problem was, guys, I had this huge theme park up here. There's a video on YouTube of me building a theme park. It started out, it was terrible. My first building a theme park video, it's one of the first videos I had on YouTube that started to take off, but a few months into it, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is terrible. My theme park was actually pretty bad. So I made another one, but not nearly as many people were interested in that video. But I totally revamped it, and I had this huge theme park. All of this, everything over here was part of the theme park. Everything down here was part of the theme park. All of this stuff was theme park related. And what I noticed was that no one ever came here. None of my villagers. I never saw them hanging out in the theme park. And it kind of, to me at least, defeated the whole purpose of having a theme park. Like, what's the point if none of the villagers are going to be in there and use it? And so I decided, you know what, let's set up these themed areas. We'll have some folks live in the theme park area. And sure enough, the very next day after I moved Octavian here, I found him sitting over here at this table. I found him just relaxing here. And I was like, yes, that is what I was going for. So a lot of this has been here for a while and will stay here. But then as we start to get over here to the right side, this is all a work in progress once again. So you see we've got kind of some flowers out of control. Right here, I've stored these items here for now because I want this to be a pirate-themed area. A pirate-themed area. Right here is where Jolly Red comes to visit. Whenever Red shows up, this is where he is, right here. And so, I don't know, he's a guy who comes in on a boat and he sells stolen goods. I just get some pirate vibes from Jolly Red. So I felt pirates and that theme would suit him well. So I'm kind of tossing these items here from now. And eventually, I have no idea what it's going to look like, but eventually I want this all to be very pirate themed, this spot right here. As we head on down, though, I don't really know what I'm going to do with this yet. So, again, send those ideas in if you have them. All right, so one more thing I'll show you guys here. And I mentioned other people that you can see at night on your island, special visitors. One is Wisp the Ghost. I realize some people only play the game in the day and don't play at night, so you may have never had a chance to run into Wisp the Ghost. Now, I don't want to totally ruin him for you. I might make a whole separate video on Wisp, but he only comes out after 10 p.m. and is definitely worth talking to him because he will always give you something in return if you do a little task for him. So Wisp is pretty funny. He always reacts the same way, but you'll just find him kind of floating around, and then you just walk right up and talk to him. So this warp pipe here, by the way, connects to the other side of my island. So we'll just go ahead and hop in. I'll show you guys real quick. And there we go, out on the other side. So a nice way to quickly traverse to another spot on your island. Now, we already talked about Celeste. We already talked about breeding flowers. So just to kind of wrap up here and give you guys one more thing that you can do in the evening hours of Animal Crossing, and that is catch special bugs and fish. I highly recommend checking out the Animal Crossing Wiki. The Animal Crossing Wiki, because they will tell you which bugs and fish are available at different times of the year and at different times of the day. So we'll see what we get right here. I think you guys already know. I think most people probably saw that one coming. No surprise, we get a sea bass right there. But yeah, certain fish and certain bugs do only come out late at night. So make sure you're checking that list over on the Animal Crossing Wiki. And if you aren't familiar with it, I'll include a link down in the description. Don't worry. But it is a great resource if you're working toward getting the golden fishing rod and you want to get all the fish in the game, or you want to catch all the bugs in the game, complete your museum. It's a really helpful tool. And guys, I think that is going to wrap us up for today. Or should I say for this evening. Thank you all so much for being with me for this journey of our first episode in this new Let's Play series, The Night Owl. This has been your host, RetroRaconteur, signing off.